Meanwhile, China is busy working on smaller nations in the neighborhood, indebting them to the point where they become Chinese colonies, completely dependent on Beijing for the survival. Case in point, Nepal. On Tuesday, Nepal's Prime Minister, Mr. PM Oli, flies to Beijing on his first visit since assuming office in February this year. On the agenda are a raft of development projects that he hopes China will deliver on and which he hopes will enable him to balance the current heavy dependence on India. Perhaps the most ambitious is a rail link from Shigatse in Tibet to Girong on the Nepal border, and from there to the capital Kathmandu. That's a distance of 724 kilometers. China wants this line to extend all the way to Birganj on the Indian border. It is proposed that another branch of this line extend to Burang on the border with northwest Nepal. This is close to Kalapani on India's border with Nepal, which is disputed between the two countries. Nepal claims Kalapani as its own territory. The railway line is part of China's systematic efforts to question and undermine India's claim to dominance over its neighborhood. China hopes to use the rail link as part of its Belt and Road program to reach the Indian market and sell its goods there. Beijing has already proposed an economic corridor bringing together China, Nepal and India. It's an idea which has some votaries in Kathmandu but has no takers whatsoever in India, obviously because China is the world's manufacturing hub and will swamp the Indian market with its goods. India is trying to counter China with its own plan for rail and road connectivity, but its ability to plan and execute projects on time is a source of major irritation to Kathmandu. Add to that, Oli also wants China to help develop his country's hydroelectric potential. Until now, this has been largely an Indian preserve. Oli wants Chinese investment in setting up a network of gas pipelines. He's keen on importing petroleum products from China to reduce dependence on India. Cost is a major hurdle as petroleum products will have to come from China. Indian supply depots are across the border. The larger issue is the cost involved in laying a rail link in the mountains of Tibet. Globally, there is no history of freight movement at such altitudes. There will be environmental challenges. The main issue is viability. Trains carrying goods may be full while entering Nepal but are likely to return empty given low volumes of trade between China and Nepal, which is why it is crucial for China to get entry into the Indian market by hook, by crook, or economic muscle, and that's what it's trying to do. Bottom line, today's offer was an attempt to make a backdoor entry, dressed as a trilateral meeting. India has rightly nipped it in the bud, but China is going to try again. So this is a space we need to watch.